Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar extravaganza. I thought we've talked a lot about theory and crap lately. Why don't we do some trading together? How y'all doing? Welcome to the webinar. If you're watching the recording, hello. Glad to have you here, and would love to hear from you in the comments section. Nice to see you all. I'm looking at the US dollar Mexican peso. It is first or second favorite currency of all time. It's right at the 9 o'clock hour Eastern Time, U.S. And I'll just turn on my little webcam situation here. You can say hello, and very happy to have you along for the ride this morning. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. How's it going, everybody? So what I'm doing is looking here. Let me take a quick look at the economic calendar. What do we have going on right now? PPI this morning. Any Mexican news coming up here? Don't see any news about the Mexican peso. Independence Day is on Saturday, so that's not relevant to anything we're doing here. We were overbought and oversold this morning, all within a really short period of time, which generally means that we've got a range and that a breakout from that range would be something worth trading. So a sell trade below the lows or a buy trade above the highs. And if we get up here and roll over on the stochastic, I could be convinced that selling it is a reasonable idea. If we look at a slightly longer term chart, the 60-minute chart, a break of that trend line could take us much lower. That would be, I don't know, reasonably interesting. But there's no real trend here on the 60-minute chart at all. Although you can start to see the formation of like a shoulder, head, shoulder formation. You can see a little bit of that. And so I have a bias for the short side of things. Now, I'm also sitting on top of a bad Australian dollar Japanese yen trade, and I want to show you what that looks like. That's the trade right there. Okay, see the trade? Now let's go back to the charts, and we've got bearish divergence right now, and the ADX is below 40. So I'm going to go back over here to my rates section, and I'm going to take another trade. I'm going to take a reasonably large trade here, so we can all watch that together. So I'll go back to the charts and I'll show you what this looks like. What I'm looking at is the bearish divergence and shorting it. And I'll go over to my portfolio and show you the trade. So now I'm short another 350,000 units. I'm kind of entering into what the crud is Rob Booker doing territory. But hey, I got myself in a trade, and now I'm going to get myself out of that trade. I got a weekly pivot down here. Halfway the distance to that weekly pivot seems to be a completely reasonable target, a level of support. Because my third trade is a different size than the first two, I can close these trades out of order. Aha! I don't have to close these trades in order. I can actually close the third trade. If it makes $100, I could close that third trade, and that would be no problem at all. That would not be an issue. Steve says he can't see the screen. Let me just check with everybody as I move over back to the Mexican peso. Are you seeing the screen okay here? Everybody, yeah, all right. Everybody else is seeing it. Steve, you just log out and log back in. Let me see. Try that out. Let me see how it works for me. You know what? I can't see it either. Okay, go back to. Oh, look, our trade is going into profit. That's beautiful. jump back over to the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. That looks perfect. It's exactly what we like to see. Definitely, I really want to trade the Mexican peso, but if this is the trade that works, then this is the trade that works. I wonder where the daily pivot is. I don't have to wonder that. Through the magic of technology, I can just see where the daily pivot is. That is the most glorious daily pivot that I ever laid my baby blue eyes on, and I don't actually have baby blue eyes. That daily pivot is a brilliant target. Now, it won't necessarily get hit, and I have to get stopped out of this trade above the highs. Can we go back to the Mexican peso now? I really want to sell the Mexican peso. I really want to trade the Mexican peso together with you all. How are you all doing? Guillermo says, "Hola from Knoxville. I can see you." Welcome to everyone from Knoxville. I love the peso trade, says Jim the Great. All right. Well, I am super happy to at least take a look at the peso together a little bit. And maybe we'll get a trade here. Andrew Palladino says, hello. Hey, Andrew. I still really want to sell the crud out of the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen as well. Is it possible we have a trade there also? Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, man, I'm going to trade all this stuff I didn't mean to trade today. So I'm going to add the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. I'm going to jump over here to my rates. I'm going to click on sell. I'm going to trade 200,000 units. I'm going to click submit, and then we're going to jump over to my screen, and you'll be able to see my phone screen. And you can see I've got a short CAD yen 90.62. That may not last. Stop loss on that trade is going to go above the highs as well, and I'll show you where that goes. Stop loss above the highs. I like a profit target. I mean, even if it just went back down to the daily pivot today, I mean, I don't need it to do a lot. What I like about this is that we're showing divergence, and we had RSI quintuply overbought, and the ADX is down here in the hole. Down in the hole. It's way down in the hole. So this is a super high probability situation. We have a super high probability situation over here. Let's see. Nobody else will be here. I like this a lot. Jurgen says he's looking for another broker that allows trading on the Mexican peso. You know, you could, I know Oanda has the Mexican peso. I know Forex.com has the Mexican peso. You could also just reach out to forestparkfx.com and get set up with a broker as well. You can choose the broker that's right for you. I love what's going on here. I love the I love this CAD yen short trade. What are we doing on the Mexican peso here? Oh, we're just rising. Oh, look at this. We're in way overbought territory on the 1 minute chart. Okay, we're going to get close to a sell trade on the US dollar Mexican peso. Why do I have a feeling that that's going to ruin my good day by trying to trade this currency pair? Why do I have a feeling that this is going to be absolute garbage? Robert says the Australian dollar, Japanese yen looks good on the 4 hour as well. That's awesome. Werner Hanselmann says, good morning, everybody, from Schweizerfranc, Switzerland. Welcome, Werner. It's nice to see you. Welcome to you. I'm going to sell the shiz out of this US dollar Mexican peso right now. I'm doing it right now. And I'm gonna stop out of this if it's no good. All right, if it's garbage, I'll just stop out. I sold it. I'm short. I've been short all my life. You want to take a look at my screen, my phone screen, my trading screen? There it is. Short 300,000 units of the US dollar Mexican peso. Today I was in the mood for speed. Wait, that's not how it goes. I have a need for speed. Yeah, so here are some brokers that I think might be able to help you. Oanda, Forex.com, Forest Park FX is an introducing broker. Trade where you want. Trading involves substantial risk of loss. You can open your account anywhere you like. This is not an advertisement for any particular broker or any particular firm, and I love you all, and you are good people, and you deserve good things in your life. And I am now making money on the US dollar Mexican peso, and I am not going to let this trade become a loss. All of my 3 trades today, all 3 of these trades are doing well. I don't know if anybody took these also. Guillermo, who has the same name that I do because my name is William, Guillermo is short the euro US dollar. I think that I want to sing a song to everybody. Nobody else will be there. That is it. I really probably shouldn't have sold the Mexican dollar, Mexican peso, and I'm probably going to take this money and run, just Steve Miller style. All right, close that trade. That was a very small win, but what it does is it gives me confidence. It gives me confidence that life is good, and I'm not a dummy, and I know how to trade. So I am out of that US dollar Mexican peso trade, and I am looking for a place to get back into that trade. You feel me? Webcams. Webcams. What webcam do you want to use? I think I'm gonna, let's see here. What webcam? We could select a different camera. Look at that, and suddenly you're gonna look at it. Oh, that's a terrible picture on that other camera. That is awful. For those of you just joining us for the first time, welcome to your first Rob Booker webinar extravaganza. I know it's probably the best time you've ever had in your entire life. I know you've probably never had a better time than this. And if the Australian dollar, Japanese yen can break through that low, then all heck is going to break loose, and that thing is going to fall a lot more. It's already oversold. Garbage face. Okay, I'm going to take my profit on this. I'm just closing out my win on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. I'm going to keep my Canadian dollar, Japanese yen trade open. All right, I closed the Canadian dollar. Excuse me, I closed the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, $100, and I'm still in the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Do you see how we still have runway on the stochastic on the short-term chart? Which, if you didn't know it, we were short-term trading. But do you see how it still has some runway here? And do you see how on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, we are running out of room? There's no more room down here. There's no room. There's no room in the inn for the. That doesn't make any sense. Let's go back to the one that we were trading. So let's go and just take one last look at the CAD yen. Gosh, I love this trade. I want to add more to this trade. I want to stack on top of stacking on top of stacking on this trade. I love this trade. Do we have any Canadian news this morning? No, we do not. Do we have any U.S. news other than PPI? No, and PPI is already out, so who cares? Stupid. Who cares then? All right. Mark says you can add. You may add to your trade when it's in profit. I love you guys and gals. I love all of you. I love all y'all. Thanks for joining me on this webinar. I don't know if you would like to do more of this live trading together, but I would like to make you an offer that you cannot refuse. Just click on a link around this video somewhere. Maybe I put the video inside of the link instead of the link inside the video, which doesn't actually seem like it would be possible. But why don't you just hop on over to that link and roll your old bones into a membership, and then we'll do some more live trading together. I love the out of you all, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for being you.